active shooter on campus. Training objectives. Define various shooting situations. List measures that can be employed to reduce the effectiveness of an active shooter. Describe actions that can be expected from responding law enforcement officers and safety tips. History of school shootings. Hostage and shooting incidents are not new and are on the rise since 1996. There have been over 42 incidents of school shootings worldwide. Shooting situations. Barricaded suspect, hostage situation, active shooter. Barricaded suspect. Normally a criminal suspect with known or unknown violent potential that has barricaded themselves alone in a structure and refused to surrender. Ample time for detailed planning and negotiations. Persons are normally armed and there is a potential for a transition to an active shooter or hostage situation. Hostage situation. Similar to barricaded suspects, situation with the addition of innocent persons being held against their will provide time for detailed planning and negotiations. Hostage situations can develop from active shooter situations or have a great potential to develop into them. Active shooter. One or more suspect who, as police respond to the scene, are actively killing or causing serious life-threatening bodily injury to multiple victims. The overriding objective of the suspect appears to be that of mass murder, rather than other criminal conduct such as robbery or hostage taking. Threat is not contained and there is immediate risk of death and injury. Considered the greatest threat on campuses. Leaves little or no time for proper planning and requires law enforcement to take immediate action. These situations can and often develop into hostage situations upon the arrival of law enforcement. Mentality of active shooter. Desire is to kill and seriously injure without concern for their safety or threat of capture. Normally has intended victims and searches them out. Accepts targets of opportunity while searching for or after finding intended victims. Will continue to move throughout the building area until stopped by law enforcement, suicide, or other intervention. Shooter's mentality is not escape. His goal is to kill and injure. There is no typical profile for active shooters. Shooter in class or office. If you are in a classroom, room, or office, stay there and secure the door. If the door has no lock, attempt to block the door as much as you can or place a door wedge hard under the doorway. If the door has a window, cover it if you can. Turn on the lights and silence your phones. Attempt to rescue others outside should only be made if it can be done without endangering the persons inside the secure area. Have someone watch while you get as many students out of the windows, ground floor, as calmly and as quietly as possible. Have those who get out move toward any police unit while keeping hands on top of their heads and doing exactly what the police tell them to do. If no police units are yet on scene, move well away from the school and find safe cover positions, not the parking lots, and wait for the police to arrive. If the windows don't open, or you cannot break them, or you are not on a ground floor, get out of sight from the door and stay low and quiet. Keep others calm and quiet. Active shooter in the hallways. Get in a room that is not already secured and secure it. Unless you're close to an exit, don't run through a long hall to get to one. You may encounter the gunman or hostage taker. Don't hide in restrooms. Active shooter in large rooms. If in a gym or theater area and the gunman or hostage takers are not present, move to and out of the external exit and move toward any police unit. Again, keep your hands on your heads. Do what the police tell you. Trap with gunmen. Don't do anything to provoke shooter. If they are not shooting, do what they say and don't move suddenly. Only you can draw the line on what you will or will not do to preserve your life or the lives of others. Trapped with gunmen. If shooting starts, you need to make your own choice. Stay still and hope they don't shoot. Run for an exit zigzagging or attack the shooter. This is not a recommendation to fight, but rather a choice to fight where there are no other options. Contacting emergency personnel. Emergency 911, what to report, your specific location, number of people at your specific location, injuries, salient information. Police response. Law enforcement's goal is to locate, contain, and stop the shooter. Everyone in the building will be considered a suspect. When a team of officers makes contact with you, do not run towards them. Keep your hands visible and respond to their commands. Officers will engage with fire. Anyone that is armed or moves on them in what can be perceived an aggressive manner. If you are near the suspects when officers make entry, the best thing to do is to drop as low as you can and stay there with your hands visible until the team commands you to get up. Closing thoughts. We can no longer predict the origin of the next threat. Assailants in some recent incidents across the country were not students or employees. There are no obvious specific targets, and the victims were unaware they were targets until attacked.